Is the result of police brutality the use of body cameras?
The use of unnecessary force by police is not a new phenomenon, despite the frequency with which it receives media attention. Police brutality is the use of unnecessary excessive force by police in their encounters with civilians.
The use of tear gas, nerve gas, or pepper spray may also be considered police brutality if the people targeted are gathered in a peaceful assembly. However, many high-profile cases of police brutality have ended in the death of the victim.
However, a contradiction in today's society is whether police should be required to wear body cameras at all times to eliminate psychological intimidation, verbal abuse, false arrests, and sexual abuse.
Many police departments specify that the cameras should be turned on as an officer approaches an incident or any time they may have to take enforcement action. In other words, the officer should activate the camera as he or she leaves a police vehicle or approaches a person or people at a suspected crime.
This means that everything cops can see, the people can see it too. Below are some statistics from the public if they support or oppose a proposal for police officers to wear body cameras. As a result from the graph below, all races strongly support the use of police officers wearing body cameras when on duty.
Following these statistics, Cassie brings to us an example of police brutality and how body cameras will benefit the public and evidence brought forward.
Two body-worn cameras recorded the three police officers restraining a citizen in Rio Rancho, New Mexico after he became irrational and violent in a Walmart. The police handcuffed him, but the man bit one of the main officers on the leg. The officers pulled the man outside and placed him on his stomach in the parking lot, pulling a cloth over his head. Two officers held him down by putting a knee on his back.
An incident showed the Cleveland patrol officers going up the stairs to Theodore Johnson's apartment. When one of the patrolmen turned a corner, Mr. Johnson opened fire. The police officers claims that he was hit. In another video recorded by Muniz's body camera, he and the other patrolman plead with Johnson to put his gun down. Johnson is pleading to the officers to kill him, while another officer was telling Johnson to put the gun down and telling him they would help him. Johnson continued to refuse to drop the gun, which he was holding at his side. A few seconds later, he raised the gun and the officers opened fire. A grand jury determined in early October that the four patrolmen were justified in using lethal force against Johnson. They had gone to Johnson's home that night after his wife went to a police station and reported that Johnson had threatened to kill both her and their landlady. The U.S. Department of Justice also found that the cameras prevent confrontations by improving officers' behavior. The cameras as well provide the media with clear evidence as to what happened at the scene, eliminating any possible conflict. The evidence these cameras supply for jurors have extreme value on whether who gets charged. Video surveillance provides a sense of security. For example, women walking through a deserted parking garage may appreciate knowing that security guards are using cameras to keep them safe. They can help the people have more trust in the officers and less complaints. According to the International Association of Chiefs of Police, around 80% of America's 19,000 police departments are already using these cameras.
However, critics believe that such equipment is not effective. The 18-month study of more than 2,000 police officers in Washington found that officers equipped with cameras used force and prompted civilian complaints at about the same rate as those who did not have them. The main arguments against using these body cameras is that they impair civil liberties, like the right to privacy. Not only are body cameras and surveillance invading the public's privacy, but they are also costly in providing them for each officer.
People argue that these cameras raise significant privacy issues, especially in low-income and minority neighborhoods. This could cause citizens to feel uncomfortable on the streets, their homes, and in public, overall invading individuals' privacy due to these cameras capturing all moments of evidence.
The government has given police departments more than $40 million to invest in body cameras, and state and local authorities, however, has spent rather millions more, rather than saving those costs for other government issues and funds.
Overall, it has been discussed by many critics that the use of police body cameras would improve the behavior of an officer as well as improving the overall feeling of safety of the people. However, critics also criticize that the use of these cameras would invade the people's privacy as well as being too expensive for the government to maintain.